Willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Crucial SEO Conversations, wo ich mich mit spannenden Online-Marketing-Experten über SEO und Content-Marketing unterhalte. Mein heutiger Gast ist Samuel Schmitt, ein aufstrebender Stern der Branche. Wir sprechen über, wie man SEO am schnellsten lernt, Page Experience und Themencluster. Achtung, dieses Interview ist auf Englisch. I'm super happy that you're here, Samuel. For everybody who doesn't know Samuel, he's, in my opinion, one of the coolest rising stars in the SEO industry. He has a really amazing blog. If you're wondering why this interview is in English, that's because Samuel is from French part of Switzerland, right?
Of France.
Oh, sorry. Today we're going to talk about really amazing topics. So thanks that you're here, Samuel.
Thank you, Alexander, for the invitation. Really cool. As you can hear, I have a French accent, so that's why today we speak in English. My German is okay, but not good enough for this interview, so I hope you're fine.
Until now, I thought you were, I don't know why, but I was totally convinced that you were from the French part of Switzerland. I think because your name was Samuel Schmitt, I was totally he's from Switzerland.
No, yeah, but in fact, because I'm working in Switzerland, so that's why I'm just at the border with Germany, France, and Switzerland. So yes, I'm a bit everywhere in these three countries.
Very international, really cool. So let's get going. SEO is a weird space. How did you get into the whole SEO thing and customer experience and so on?
Yes, so first, let's start with customer experience because it's from where I'm coming from. In fact, so I started to work first I was an engineer. I was a developer a long time ago, 15 years ago, and I'm still developing a bit. But I joined 10 years ago a company, Magnolia. It's a content management system. And this is when I started really to discover what means customer experience. Because I was helping as a solution architect, helping customers in Europe to build their website, to build a marketing stack, to build a stack to attract, convert, and close customer, right? So this is where I really started to understand what means customer experience, and SEO came really later, and even SEO it's quite recent. In fact, it's first I'm doing SEO for the last 2 years, but it's more a hobby than a professional thing for the moment.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today too, because Samuel hasn't been in the industry very long, but he's already really good, and he's gonna explain how he got really good in SEO in about 2 years, which is totally crazy. I've been doing this for a little more than 11 years, so I know how hard it is to get good at SEO. Really cool. So you have these two parts. You wrote you have two hats. So you have your day job and your dark SEO job. What are you currently working on, and what does your usual working day or your complete day look like?
Yes, so I think my day or my week are quite crazy. So yes, I'm working for a company in Switzerland, so in the Basel area called One Inside, and we are doing great stuff regarding implementation of Adobe Experience Cloud product. And what I'm doing there during the day from 8 to 5 is basically I'm doing business development. So it's a mix of sales development and marketing activities. Really cool because I can do a lot of different stuff to develop the business. And by night, I have another activity. Yes, I'm doing SEO. I'm working on my blog. And I'm also working on a tool. I'm building a free tool for SEO and also especially for SEO and copywriters. And so, yes, my day is quite long, let's say, and people think I'm crazy. In fact, my girlfriends think I'm crazy. So
yeah, you're just driven. We should actually mention your tool. I've mentioned it in other videos, so it's through. It's an amazing SERP Scraper. Could you tell a little about the tool?
Yes, of course. By the way, you can see the product placement here.
Amazing, I love it. You should have worn the cap and be like, hey.
I could, but I will say like this, but I could wear it, but no. Just people can watch. If you want a hat, just contact me. I will send you a hat for free.
I want a hat. I want one of those.
Alexander, I will send you one for sure because
cool.
You deserve one. And yeah, my tool, so it's a SERP Scraper, yeah, right? So my goal is really to analyze the SERP, understand the SERP, because I started basically when I started SEO, I was always like looking at the SERP to understand how are the top ranking pages structured, you know? I wanted to understand the topic and subtopics and all this stuff. So that's why I decided to build this tool and to help me basically with web SERP scrapping, understanding topics, and this is what thruuu is doing. I can develop more if you like, but
no, we use it. I mentioned it in another video. We use it to like analyze search intent because it's like really, it shows really nice in a compact manner what you pretty much need to rank for this kind of query and so on. So it's really nice, and a lot of people are mentioning it, like it was mentioned at SMX and so on. And for everybody who doesn't know Samuel, right now everybody is interviewing him, so he had a lot of like interviews beforehand. So you should definitely read his blog. So yeah, what I really like to know is so you go about your business, you have all this this drive and so on. What's like your favorite thing working on? So what brings you into a flow state?
Well, what I like first is freedom, you know, and just what I like first in my job. First, at One Insight, it's really great people. We are doing great stuff, and I like to have the freedom to innovate, you know, and testing things. And this is also why I really enjoy SEO, because it's really, for me, it's really like, it's based on experimentation. You have to try things, you have to test new things. Okay, it's not working. Don't invest more time, try something else. It's really all this experimenting approach that I really like in the SEO. And yes, and this is really I'm always excited to test something new, you know, and this is really what my driver, let's say, to test new things.
Yeah, that's what I noticed in our like first chat like a few weeks ago. What I really liked was your vibe and your energy about SEO, because it's the same for me. I love doing SEO, so I'm always happy to learn new stuff, test new theories, look at updates and so on. There was like a huge update a few days ago, which is still rolling out, by the way, until the 20th or something. So I'm really looking forward to it. What?
This update was not cool for me. I'm sorry, really.
Seriously, did it destroy you?
Honestly, I lost a lot of ranking, and I'm not in SEO for a long time, but usually I was always, after each core update, I was performing better. But this time really hit me hard. I don't know why.
Yeah, we had it was.
Müller, I will call you.
Yeah. We're gonna we have to do an analysis for one of our clients, because they were hit by one of the first like EAT core updates, and then in the next updates we like recovered because we made some changes to the site and built more authority and so on. And now with this core update, they lost like, not like they were not destroyed, but they lost some serious traffic, which in my opinion wasn't fair. But we have to check out what the problem was. I think it's definitely authority. I haven't checked out your domain rating, but it's most of the time with these core updates, it's mostly about link profile and so on. Like not if you have bad or good links, but more like how strong is your link profile. Yeah, but right. I will definitely, when I get a cap, I will tell you what the problem is.
Okay, so I will send you a cap right away.
Perfect. But let's get into like the main part, the main content. I think the thing most people will be excited about is how you learned SEO. In like 2 years, you became someone where John Mueller is like sharing your content, which is like totally insane. And tell us a little bit about your approach to like, I don't know anything about SEO until now.
Yes, okay, right. So yes, so by the way, I wrote a blog about my journey. If you want to read that, just go on my website, My Journey into SEO. I wrote that like in January this year. And so I started SEO, let's say December 2018, 2 years ago, in the train. I remember at this time I was still taking the train, and I was still going to work, not home office. And and I wanted to build my website. I wanted to build a website because I wanted to, to test that, to prove to myself that I can write content and drive traffic. Crazy idea. And so I just started to read for 3 months in the train. I was following some blog and some newsletter. I was just reading a lot. So just really understand what means SEO. Can you believe that 2 years ago, if you tell me what means SERP, I don't know what means SERP. And now
I can't believe it. Actually, it's insane.
And now I built a SERP Scraper. So I was just really excited. And I was really enthusiastic and excited about the SEO space, because I noticed that the people are really also chatting all day long, and there is a lot of conspiracy and a lot of topics, and people just speak about stuff, and it's so funny to watch. Anyway, so how I started, basically, I learned SEO by doing, and I think this is the only thing you can do is doing your own website, and this is what I've done. I built my own website, and I started to write content, and here we go. And to be honest, I didn't have any plan. I didn't have a plan that in 2 years I will be interviewed by you. You know what I mean? I didn't have any plan. And I was just writing stuff. So, and I remember my first article was about, no, it's called web stories.
Yes.
A long time, 2 years ago, it was called AMP or AMP stories. And I was looking for a topic, and I was like, what can I find? And then I saw this stuff about web stories, and I skipped my article and I just started to create a web stories. And then I was like, nobody's speaking about that at the moment, so let's write an article. And then I wrote a huge article, and this was my first article, and the first time shared by John Mueller.
Yeah.
I was so lucky, that my first article was shared already by John Mueller. And so this is how I started. Also, my strategy was really to write, because I wanted to speak about digital marketing and SEO. And as you might know, in our space, there is already huge players, and it's hard really to outrank them. And my only strategy was to write something really meaningful and comprehensive. And so this is so far my strategy, to write really long article, something really outstanding. And also try to write regularly, meaning I'm not writing every week. I'm not writing try to write every month or every 6 weeks. But coming not every week with something crappy, it's better to come every month with something meaningful, So it was my strategy. And this is how I built the first month of my website.
It's so cool when you sent me that traffic graph with like all the things, like the really big articles you published, and I really like how you're new in SEO, and how this is like how SEO works nowadays. Like, you create content that really is 10 times better than everything else, and you did it like over and over again, and without. You also wrote that you didn't do like any blogger outreach or anything, and it's crazy to see your like traffic growth in that short amount of time. And you also didn't always write about topics that nobody else was writing about. So AMP stories maybe, but then you wrote about core web vitals when everybody was writing about core web vitals. You wrote about topic clusters, although it's an old topic. But I was still like, if I want to teach people how topic clusters work, I freaking share your article. Like seriously, that's how good it is. Like topic clusters existed like the beginning of SEO time, but still you made an article. You explain, like it starts like really simple, and then you really go into depth how to do it and so on. We will talk about that too in the interview, because I know people really are interested in how to build like really good relevant topic clusters that rank for tons of keywords. But I think that's why I also think it doesn't matter how long you're in SEO. There are a lot of SEOs, they're like, oh my god, I've been 20 years in the industry. Doesn't matter. It matters if you're good at SEO now, and it doesn't matter if you're good at SEO like 10 years ago. And you're like, that's why I also invited you. You're like, I hope that the SEO industry goes into the direction you're doing. It's
no, I hope
cool.
they stay where they are. I hope they stay where they are.
With the old school, so that they lose out against you in terms of yeah. So
right.
What you're pretty much doing is what we call it is like, you either call it like 10x content, or we would also call it like building linkable assets, because you build the through tool and you write these like super comprehensive pages. And what we would also do is, obviously we would also like do content seeding and so on, and blogger outreach to amplify it. But it's crazy.
You know, I tried outreach because when I was reading about I was reading a lot, you know, with so my inspiration was Brian Dean, of course, the Skyscraper. So that's why I built comprehensive article. But the Skyscraper is as well doing blog outreaching, and I tried. So when I wrote my article about IMP stories, I was nobody, and I was trying to find backlink. How can I say to a guy, hey, remove your link from Neil Patel and replace it with Samuel Schmitt? I mean, nobody will reply. So I tried 1 week. And I stopped. I said, I won't do backlink outreach ever. And so what I did, because you have to earn back at the beginning, your website has no authority. You need backlinks. It's clear. I mean, you need something at the beginning. So I tried to be seen at some point. So my strategy was to go on Twitter. And in fact, now I will tell you the truth that why John Mueller retweeted me. In fact, I tried to get a retweet from John Mueller. And so I wrote this nice article about IMP stories. It was a new topic. And I was searching for all the guys speaking about IMP stories on Twitter. And I was just telling them, hey guys, you need some info? Check my website. So in fact, I was feeding them, not spamming them, but more feeding them in a nice way, because they were looking for that. So I was just helping them with my article. And in one thread, there was a discussion between John Mueller and another guy. And I was like, now it's time. Yeah, if you need information, check that. A few hours later, my website traffic started to explode. What's going on? John Mueller retweeted me. And then, yes, I mean, then it started, because then I was seen by other SEO guys like Barry Schwartz from Search Engine Journal. Then I got a backlink from his newsletter. Then the guys pick content from Barry Schwartz for the newsletter.
Ahrefs, SEMrush, they all pick it up,
Yes. Then you start, you know, it's like if you know the inbound approach, HubSpot, you know the spinning wheel, you know.
Exactly.
You know how I can make this wheel spinning, you know, it's so fucking hard at the beginning, you know. Try to push it. Nothing is coming. Then you try. And after a few times, it's coming slowly, and then it's rolling. And this is what happened with the first one. And I've been seen. And yes, then I have more authority. When I write a new article, it ranks better.
More visibility, And then, That's how SEO should be done nowadays. So you were talking about Brian Dean. Were there like other resources that really helped you out in the beginning?
Yes, one that I hate now, that's Neil Patel. I mean, Neil
Patel. You hate Neil Patel.
No, I don't hate Neil Patel, because maybe Neil, if you're watching that, Neil, sorry, I will send you a hat, Neil. But, no, I don't want to say that, because I know, honestly, he helped me a lot. At the beginning, I think it's really good when you have no fucking clue of SEO. watch Neil Patel, he gives you the basic. The issue, and I understand why he got a lot of haters, is because with him, everything is simple.
Yes.
For sure, when he drops a new article, it's first directly because he's in the business for 15 years, his website is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, but you cannot apply what Neil Patel tell you and it will work for you. This is not true. This is the issue. And people think that. But me, I was, let's say, smart enough just to take the good things of him to start. And then, yes, because through as well, it's coming because of Uber Suggest. So yes, somewhere there is a link, you know, I mean.
Yeah.
And so Neil Patel was a source. Brian Dean, of course, is still a source. I like Brian. I like what he's doing. He's not writing often, but when he's writing something, it's huge.
Yeah, I love his topic clusters. The topic clusters he builds, they are really amazing.
Yeah, the SEO hub is really like I should just copy him and do the same.
It's a mind blow hub. It's so cool, yeah.
Brian Dean and Barry Schwartz also was a good source at the beginning, because with Barry Schwartz, so he's in charge of the SEO roundtable and other websites. But with this website, you get all the news every day of everything. So if you want to know what's going on in the SEO industry, just subscribe to this one. So, and also I watch Ahrefs, so they have nice video as well. So yes, this was my main source of inspiration at the beginning.
Yeah, I think those sources are like, for if you're really starting out, they are definitely the things to go. And then at some point you like need a different kind of sources. So we started out talking about your tool and so on. So your tool was pretty much like scratching your own itch, right? So scratching your own itch. So you didn't develop it to get backlinks. You built it for yourself and then pretty much shared it, or what was like the plan?
Yeah, well, firstly, so when I started SEO, the way I was doing content was like this. I was, targeting a keyword, and then I was going on every pages. I was checking the first page of Google, opening every page, and I got a plugin, maybe it was SEO Minion, something like this, you know, just to extract the headlines.
Yeah.
But you have to go to every page and do that. And then I try to cluster the content to see, okay, they speak about this and that and that. Oh, this topic is only mentioned once, so maybe I will make it bigger on my article, just to really try to cover everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, there is no tool who is doing that for free first. Yeah. Because I don't want to spend money, and there is no tool doing that. So, okay, I started to build it. It was in summer 2019. Yes, I released through on the 4th of September 2019. And yes, but I had it has two purposes, because I wanted also to test the Uber Suggest approach, you know. So Neil Patel, again, is bragging a lot about Uber Suggest, saying that that drive traffic and backlinks and all this stuff. And he's right. I did a study of his website, and I did a study of other websites to check how much backlinks come from the free tool against the rest of the website. And of course, he got most of his backlink from Uber Suggest.
Yeah, but he bought. So I don't know if you know that, but Uber Suggest wasn't his tool. He bought Uber Suggest and then made it into a paid tool, right?
Yes, it was free at the beginning. When I started SEO, it was the only free tool that was complete to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I built through for two purposes: to help me with my copywriting activities, and as well, I wanted to test if this backlink strategy with a tool will work, and it worked.
Yeah, of course. If you build something amazing, people will link to it. But thing is, most people don't have like the skills to do it, and it was a huge time investment, right? So I don't know how many hours did you invest into the tool?
I invest for the first version. It was quite fast, to be honest.
Okay.
Now I'm investing a lot of time, of course, to improve the tool and to always build new stuff. So it's taking time, and you need, because I was a developer, I can develop it myself. So
yes. Yeah, I think it's time to like switch to our topic number 2 from 3, topic clusters, because that's a lot of like watchers, they are very interested in. I did like, I think 1 or 2 videos about topic clusters, but the way you explain it in your article pretty much blew my mind. So what we're gonna do is, I have a few like the most interesting questions I could think about the tool, and I want to start out with how important is it to place imported passages, so parts of text, and keywords at the beginning of an article?
How important it is?
Yes.
Well, this is what I analyzed, and I don't know if it's true for every article, but you know, this is when I started to clusterize this long form content. So yeah, for people who don't really know the story, it's just so I had a long tutorial about Google Tag Manager and analytics. So like something with 3,500 pages, so a really long form tutorial.
Words, not pages, yes.
Sorry, yeah, sorry, yes. Otherwise it would be quite big, yes. Words, and I just wanted to break it down to make a topic cluster. And I did a kind of analysis where I check Google Search Console to understand what requests are driving people to this page. And it was really fun that I noticed that, in fact, most of the traffic was coming for the 2 or 3 first headlines. So it's really the last part. Nobody was, I mean, no traffic was coming for the last part.
Yeah.
So it was quite shocking, to be honest, because I was thinking that Google is smarter than that. And I guess with Passage, they will fix that. But yes.
I don't think so. So I think they will still use like the top passages from the page, and they will still, because to be honest, the content at the end of a page is in most cases less important, and it makes sense, I think, for everything is you are scrolling, so most people read the first part of an article but never until the end. So the end is less important. It's the truth.
Right. You know, you're right, because me now I try to just see Google as a guy. Google is my customer. And my customer, what they will do, they will start to scroll on my reader or my customer. I'm in the B2B, so I call them customer, right? So they will start to read my article, the first paragraph, the second, and if they don't like it, they will leave. And I think Google do the same. Yeah. I mean, of course, it's indexing everything, but it puts some weight on the page. And the top of the page is has more weight points. And so yes, but I analyzed that, and of course, yes, it's true. I mean, it's true for my article. I would like to check all my article to see if it's also the same, because then I could really identify which one I should clusterize and the one I could keep as a long form to really see if it makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I know we check things like that also once in a while, and I think it's for us, for our own website, it's also true for like almost every single page, that if you like start matching like keywords from Google Search Console with where it is on a page, then you will always see like all these like funny little long tail keywords. They are all pretty much from the top of the page and not from the bottom of the page. It's like the same thing with John Mueller always says it doesn't matter if content isn't visible. So I mean like in an accordion or something, or in a box that's like snaps open, but it does matter because content in that box pretty much loses almost all relevance. So if you need that content to rank, you have to you can't hide it. And I think Google has like massive, or I'm not sure about their approach on like not visible content, because in times of where mobile devices are so important, it's simply nicer to have like parts of an article to like you press it and then the accordion opens. But yeah, I think it's working for them, because otherwise they would have changed it a long time ago, because the discussion is going on for years. So yeah. Yes. So that was like a good introduction for like topic clusters. but so I have this like long form content and la 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 la. And how do I like really decide where I'm gonna split up the article? Because I think that's the most important part and the hardest part for somebody who doesn't know how to go about topic clusters.
Yes, but first, I mean, stupid. Read the article first. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I was writing it, so it was clear. I know my article, but I guess many guys that do SEO for other companies, but you have to read the article. You have to understand the topic, and you have to think what people want. Because now I speak about my own article, and it was a long tutorial about how to install Google Tag Manager, how to install Google Analytics, how to set up events, and how to set up goals. Yeah, something like this, or how to set up, so yeah, anyway. And I was just thinking before doing the analysis in Google Search Console, like this makes no sense in the term of user experience, because maybe one guy will be just interested in the part 3 and not in the part 1 and 2. So he will see my article, oh, not interesting. So, you know, think about your user. What is his intent? What is his problem? What is looking for? And from that, start to think about how you can clusterize your article, or just start topic cluster. Just think about what are different issues that have questions and try to find an answer. And so this is what my first feeling. This article is not good in terms of UX. Then I check Google Search Console, and I try to, so I look at this page, and I extracted all the queries, and I map them manually. So I was like, okay, all this one belongs to the same topic, this one to that topic. I try to make some cluster of content. But of course, because my article is already correctly organized with headlines, yeah, I had my structure already, you know. But sometimes people don't organize properly in headlines and H1, H2, H3. So if it's not well organized, really go in Google Search Console and understand the topic and subtopics. When you have all your topics, then you try to split your article in small chunks, and you have your 5, 4, 3, 10, I don't know how many articles you have. You create a pillar page. This is your main page. There is different approach here, right? I mean, I decided to just answer so my topic was Google Tag Manager, and Analytics. So I decided just to answer the common questions in my pillar page, so the top page, and then directly link to all the sub pages.
Yeah.
It's not a long, people like to have long form for the pillar, or me, so it's not a long form. It's just 2 or 3 questions.
It's just an overview, yeah.
It's just an overview, and then you have table of content basically. But really, I don't like when you have a big pillar page and the link are hidden, and you have to. Yeah. I prefer Brian Dean style, to be honest, than. Yeah. But I think both work. So it's not like you should only do this one. It's based on the style of your website and also what your customer likes. And yeah, this is how I build it basically. So I didn't rewrite a lot, you know. This was really good. I just changed a bit the headlines to map with the search intent. That's it. And then I got really good result, because I mean, it was crazy. And what was funny is, so I told you at the beginning, so my article was long, and the last part, nobody was ending up on my website for the last part. Yeah. And now my last part is my top page in the cluster. So you see, it's crazy. I mean, it's just because I took it and I put it in one single page. Now this page generates a lot of traffic. So yeah, this is basically my approach to build topic cluster. And yeah, I mean, then basic stuff, you link the page together, you try to, but you know, this is something I noticed in the SEO business. Sometimes people go crazy in the detail. Yes. And my approach is 80-20. Keep in mind that 80% of your results will come from 20% of your effort. Yeah. So the super optimization of links, yeah, why not? But if it's just to bring a bit more traffic, jump on them. I rather build 3 topic clusters that are good than just building one super optimized. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, it's my approach. So
Yeah, but that's in the SEO community and in the online marketing community as a whole. I think that's a human thing that we get lost like in details, and it's also like if you're new in SEO or you don't have the knowledge, you don't know how to prioritize. So
Yeah.
what we have, for example, in the German SEO community, they are all about technical stuff. So they are content, links, nah. Let's only do like super crazy page speed stuff. And I'm like when I look at the clients we have, the problem is always content, links, maybe architecture. So that's what with topic clusters. But the technical stuff, you like solve the basics, make like a pretty good page experience, and that's fine. It's all about having like really cool content, having a really cool brand, and then everything works fine. Because that's at the end, that's what a search engine does. It does nothing else. So the funny thing is, the approach with topic clusters you have is like totally amazing. And just to like explain how we, for example, do it, we have like an internal tool that like measures between keywords how much SERP overlap is there, so how similar are the SERPs, and then we decide where we need like single pages, and that's how we build like, not afterwards, but beforehand we already know how to build the cluster that makes sense based on the user intent, which is like one of my like favorite topics is like how much, that's why we use through also, is you can learn everything you need to know about SEO looking at the SERPs. I'm always like, it also feels like you learned SEO by simply looking at the SERPs. Because that's why you built the tool, and everything you pretty much did was you looked at the SERPs, what does this query need, what kind of content, what kind of length, what kind of structure, what kind of whatever, maybe links or something, and that's how you build everything out. And people are making SEO way too complicated. Just look at the SERPs. Done. And try to make it better.
Exactly. No, you just need two tools: Google search and through. That's it.
No, seriously, everybody who hasn't used through, definitely try out through. It's really, really amazing.
Wait for the new version, because, you know, as you said, I'm looking through the SERP. It's not a joke. It's really, that's why I call it through, by the way, because it's through the SERP. And this is what will drive my the next development of through, and also this is what is driving me. It's checking the SERP, try to understand the search intent, and just giving insight to create great content, because this is SEO, it's content marketing at the end, you know, it's writing great content, and that is aligned with your with what your customer expect.
So after we completely destroyed the importance of technical stuff, let's switch to page experience.
Let's switch to technical stuff.
Let's switch to technical stuff. So next year is going to be a big year with the Google Page Experience update, where like core web vitals will become a ranking factor. And my question for you is, what's the page experience in Google's eyes? So what are they thinking about when they think about page experience?
Well, how I understand, well, there is some signal, right, or factors that are measuring. It's like mobile friendliness, if it's safe browsing, HTTPS, it is already in place right now. And they will come with the core web vitals, which means basically how the website is loading, if there is no disruption when it's loading, if you can interact fast with the website, and if there is no like stuff coming and popping up. And you know, what Google wants is a nice experience. They want that their customer, when they go on the search, they have nice website. This is what Google wants. And you have to keep that in mind. It's customer first. So that's why we should have a user experience first, I think. But yeah, this is another topic. But about the core web vitals, yeah, so this is for me in the eyes of Google, yes, this is what it means.
No, I think it's important if we like user first is exactly what it's all about. Like if you're good at in German it's Nutzerzentrierung, then your boss, because like starting out is always hard because you need to get that first visibility to like show people how cool you are. But once you get that going, everything goes crazy, and you're like an amazing example of that. And that's why I wanted you for an interview. So with like this new ranking factor, what do you think, like what role do content and backlinks still have after that, their release?
What I think and what I hope is different. But I mean, backlink will be still here forever because I mean, a web, it's a network of stuff. So without backlinks, there is no network. So without links, sorry, there is no network. So it will be still here. My hope is that backlink will have less impact in the future, I hope. And I guess it's the direction that Google is going, because who knows how the search will be in 10 years or in 20 years. I mean, and I think because you see they are making a lot of improvement in all the natural language processing stuff, understanding topics, entities. It's really this direction, AI, BERT, they are focusing on that. And also we have to keep in mind that with this AI, they can also understand if a backlink is legitimate or not. Yeah. So I think they will start to also be clever at this backlink is bad, is not good.
I think they already are. I think they are already insanely far in.
Yes, I think so too. Yes, but it's my point. I think user experience will be the main things, and that's why you have to do something with customer experience in mind. And it's broad things to say, but it's a kind of mentality you should get.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So if I'm starting out on a new website, what should I focus on first?
Writing content and your user.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think like what I always also recommend is like getting like any way possible, not black hat, but getting those first links to get like a little bit of visibility. But because once you have a little bit of visibility, it's so much easier, because then it starts flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing. And what I also always recommend is don't do just SEO. Also, where you're again a great example, you didn't do just SEO. You also did, let's be honest, it's content seeding. You did it through Twitter, so it's but it's not social media marketing. It's like content seeding.
No, yeah, you have to do a bit of PR, you know. I mean,
exactly.
Because the point is that, and it's a good, in fact, you have to build your brand. I'm sorry to say that. Also, when I started SEO, in fact, before SEO, I started also to build my brand on LinkedIn. I wanted to be seen more often. And this is there is a correlation. If people see you more often somewhere, then, okay, this article is from Samuel Schmitt. Okay, I know this guy. I watch his video on YouTube. Yeah, okay. So, you know, you start to be in the mind of people, and this is building a brand. And so if you start now, today, and what I'm doing with my blog, people can think, yeah, it's just a blog. But I try to do the same with my company in Switzerland, and we are in the B2B business. And I think my strategy works for B2B. I cannot say if it works for e-commerce, but for B2B, I think you can follow the same approach. Build a strong brand with great content, write educational content. You have to teach something to your user. Don't just write fluff. Use your experts, because you have experts in your company. Help them to write stuff, guide them. And also teach something. I watched recently an interview from Brian Dean, and he was saying something really great. If you have to start a new website now, also write some controversy, and not like thoughts leadership content, no, like write something that you will stand out.
Opinionated content, yeah.
You won't get backlink from that. You won't get huge traffic, but you will be seen.
Yes.
You might get, in fact, you might get backlink, but you will be seen. If you speak about, I don't know, something really controversial, you know, why not do something a bit different? But then as well, also you have to write content marketing that drives traffic and conversion. So it's a mix of both. So building a brand and focusing on your customer.
Yeah, I think that opinionated content in like my SEO 2021 tutorial, I was talking about the topic of opinionated content and how important it is to like show your character and what you stand for, because otherwise you're just one of a lot of people, and so you're like someone with like really an opinion. And I think that was also really important, for example, for our YouTube channel, because I'm not like telling like how it is in the Google guidelines. I'm a lot about how it is in reality, like having an agency and having all these clients and in different markets, and how what Google says and how it is in reality often is not the same. But I really like what you said about, because I think that's the future of SEO, like building a brand, basing that brand on like solid content marketing along the customer journey. And like you can amplify it with PR if you like, and you can amplify it with other channels. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, right now is just do SEO, because that's really hard. Like if your only channel and your only plan is SEO, even if we say content marketing is SEO, gaining that first visibility is really hard, because then you will have to generate rankings from nothing, and generating rankings from nothing is not that easy unless you do like PR, you get links, and you like, not everybody is like you, that's like writes an amazing content piece on AMP stories and then does Twitter's content seeding and then gets picked up. Most of the time, most people have to like, they have to learn to write an article like that, and that also takes time. So why were you already so good at writing?
I'm not good. I don't think I'm good at writing, in fact, but I don't know. But I didn't really like to write before, but I think I like to explain. And I try when I take, because I understood something, a new concept for me, and I try to share with my audience. And I try to make it really simple so they get it, and this is basically my style. And I don't know if I'm writing correctly or well, but yes, this is the way I do it. And but also what I want to say, sorry, another topic, I mean, about
sure.
If you start a website, if you have a business and you know that you have to go online, don't give up. Because how many times I see companies who start, and they're not consistent, they're not regular, then it won't work.
Yeah.
You start to put seed in the ground, and you cannot just wait 3 months and then, expect that everything will come. You have to be consistent and don't give up, and result will come.
Yeah, definitely. So we were actually talking about page experience before we completely changed the topic. So how can I like optimize page experience if I don't have like a lot of knowledge in terms of coding?
Yes, so page experience, so making your website faster, let's say. There is tiny tricks you can do, the most common things is the images. And I can tell you, I was working for a content management system company. How many people are just dropping large files on the website and think that everything will be fine? This is a quick win. Reduce your image size. Try to make the website lighter in terms of pop-ups and stuff like this. This is a quick win. But then, of course, for this topic, and that's why next year will be really, really interesting, because you will need technical skills to improve your website. But then the question is, does it make sense to improve your website? This is something else.
Yeah. I have some like camera issues. Yeah, now it's working. Okay. So I think my Logitech webcam is pissed because it has to work so hard every day with Zoom calls, and now it's like messing everything up. So you use WordPress, right?
Yes, I use WordPress. Yes,
on my website. Are there like any plugins or things you would recommend?
Well, I'm using WordPress.com, so I'm using the hosted version of WordPress, and I already have a lot of out-of-the-box stuff. Like I have a CDN, but you can. So my recommendation, find a good CDN. There is some plugins. I don't know them because I use the default one with WordPress.com. You can use the cache mechanism as well. You can find that in the plugin library of WordPress.
Yeah.
There is, I have to test one, WP Rocket, something like this.
I'm the biggest fan of WP Rocket. We used it for all our WordPress clients. It's, in my opinion, by far the best performance plugin there is. And also the other one you mentioned for image optimization, Short Pixel is really nice, but the creators of WP Rocket, they also created Imagify, and that's a really good another image compression plugin. So
yes, but so yeah, this is I have to test this one. But really, then if you really want to improve, you have to go with a developer, a front-end guy. I mean, because JavaScript and all this stuff, this is what you have to do if you really want to improve. But the question is, do you want to improve? You know, I mean, and again, look at the SERP. Me personally, I know my website is really bad regarding page performance, and I know I will have to improve that. Why? Because in front of me there is other SEO blogs, and they will all try to be the best regarding page experience. So, see, if all of them have a score between 80 and 100, and I'm stuck at 20, then I will have troubles.
Yeah.
But if you are in the industry where you see that your competition have a score, an average score of 50, and you have the same, honestly, focus on something else. Focus on something else. Because it won't make a big change. But yeah, in my case, it's really bad. By the way, just a short bracket. I did an analysis this week of the bank in France, how good they are regarding page performance, and they're really bad. And what is really interesting is that the worst is the first. And so let's see if next year it will have an impact, because on the first page, really they all have bad performance. And then on the second page, the performance are better. So let's see if Google will push some of the second page to the first one. Let's see.
I think authority and like content quality will be, so I think if those things are similar, it will make a big change. But if like, it's probably in that situation, I could like think those are like new banks or new people that want to rank for that. So they are all like optimizing. But those like, I know how it is in Austria. So those older banks, they just have a lot of authority. They actually like, the customer experience is bad, but the content is like solid and so on.
Yeah, right. No, right. That's why but I will try to analyze that. I hope I can come with an article, because with thruuu as well, now with the new version of thruuu that will be released next year, I will also analyze the page performance of the SERP. So you can enter a search query and see how good are the pages. And I will try to gather all this data and make a kind of analysis of the SERP in the context of page performance. So stay tuned.
Nice. Really interesting. So the update is rolling out in May 2021, right? So and I think we pretty much explained everything there is to explain about the update. So if you don't have like a huge issue, or the competition isn't like working on that, so they are also bad, it doesn't really matter. But if there is like everything is the same, then maybe this update will change something. But most of the time, it's not the thing that's the game changer, which is like, I think, really important to understand.
Unless you're really bad and the rest are super good, then do something.
Which I've never seen ever, because I just was on. Wait a second. So one of the things is like stability, like visual stability, and I was like on some Google SERP, and they were also jumping, and I was like, you should be punished for that, like page experience update, because it was like I was on mobile and things were jumping around, and I was like, what is this? Yeah. They still they also sometimes buy links and stuff. So it's kind of funny that they make the rules for the internet and sometimes they don't adhere to their own rules. Yeah. Okay, so that was super amazing. We talked about learning SEO as fast as you can. We talked about topic clusters. We talked about page experience. Now just like a relaxed outro. So who inspires you? Who should you follow? And which articles should you read? So what are you reading right now?
So first, inspiration. I'm not reading them right now, but what inspired me a lot is 2 books. It's They Ask, You Answer by Marcus Sheridan.
It's one of my favorite books. Nobody knows that. You're the first person ever I hear talking about that.
We should become good friends then, because it's my favorite book, and you will get a hat for that. And
a second one.
Second one, yes, you won the second one. No, it's really, for me, guys, you should read this book. It's about a guy who started, he was in the swimming pool business during the crisis in 2008, and he started to write a blog about pool, and he helps his business to stay alive, basically. Really good book to understand inbound marketing.
Yeah.
And then
the best book on inbound marketing. Yeah.
Yes, inbound marketing, but it's also the spirit. They ask question, you answer, and it's also what Google wants. It's a question answer stuff. So this book is for your Christmas. Buy this book. I have no affiliate link on my website, by the way. So, and then the second book is Hacking Growth. It's really a nice book because it's more about this hacking, growth hacking methodology. But it helped me also to shape my mind regarding experimentation, and to be organized when you do stuff. And I think it's something that SEO people should really think, if they don't do it yet, that to have a proper methodology to implement SEO change. And otherwise, regarding newsletter and website, I moved from Neil Patel now. I'm more sophisticated now.
Nice.
And well, there is a nice newsletter called TLDR. So Too Long Didn't Read Marketing. Nice one.
It's a really good one, yeah.
Yes. And also the look and feel is nice of the newsletter, not like Barry Schwartz. Somebody should really give to Barry Schwartz a better layout for or a template for his newsletter. Really.
No.
He's doing a great job, but the layout is not nice. And there is 2 blog or 3 blog, let's say, Growth and Convert. Do you know them maybe?
Yeah, but I don't have their newsletter. I just read their website. They create really nice content.
Yeah, really nice content, not often. Also more content marketing. And they just published a nice article yesterday. And Animals as well, content marketing.
Animals is that's in my opinion the best content marketing blog there is, and it's I think it hasn't been around that long, so that's one I always recommend. I love, for example, there's this legendary article where he talks about a library and publisher approach, and he explains like really complex concepts really well, like in one article, and then you're like, that's how it works.
Yes, and also they have also this trend of focusing on bottom of the funnel content and all this stuff, so which because also when you do SEO, you have to think about conversion, and this is also what I try to explain. Not only traffic, good traffic that converts, and this kind of newsletter or blog website explain that. And the last one is German, I think, Kevin Indig, right?
I don't think he's wait. I read him too. Is he? Wait, you're confusing me.
I think he's German, but yeah, he's doing great stuff as well, and he's also often speaking about SERP, how to understand the search intent from the SERP. So that's why I really recommend that if you are into the SERP and search intent, follow this guy. Is he German?
I didn't even know that he was German. What the hell? I've been reading articles from him, but I didn't know he was German. And you're like telling me, hey, he's German. Okay. He should definitely do an interview then, because then I have somebody to talk German to again.
Yeah, you should contact him. And
definitely.
You should do it, really. And yeah, so this is, let's say, but then of course I read many other things on LinkedIn, Twitter, but it's the main source.
Also really important, I think, is like if people want to follow you, which I would definitely recommend, where should they follow you?
Well, I'm quite active on LinkedIn. This is my social media network, let's say. I'm also on Twitter, so you can follow me there. Of course, there is my blog. You can subscribe. I'm not looking for subscriber, by the way. I don't care, but if you want, I'm not spamming you, so just subscribe. It's fine. You will get a nice article every month or 2 months. And yes, just follow me. And you can also, if you are interested in the SERP Scraper through, so just also contact me and I can give you a beta access of the new version, because
cool.
Also what I want is to get feedback from user, because it's really important. You know, it's like all the user experience, understand what, I'm not building a tool for me, I'm building a tool for you. So yeah. Just come, use it and tell me how it should be. And yeah.
Nice. So I think that was like an amazing episode. Thanks a lot for being here. Like, I love like people that are so enthusiastic about the topic of content marketing and SEO. And I'm definitely gonna read Hacking Growth because I didn't know that one. Thanks for being here. And I really hope that we can like repeat this maybe like next year. If you have like some crazy new update about through, we should do another interview.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the invitation. And yeah, 2021 will be a great year, I think, and regarding content marketing and SEO. So let's do more stuff together.
Definitely. Hey, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.